Hey, what's up, guys? This is T-Bone here. So we are now on the 10th episode of the game Era of Chaos. Excuse me. Where I have, up to this point, been focused a lot on chapters, but I did have a section where I did go through the Duel of Heroes, and I kind of wanted to finish that up before we get on to chapter 10. So let's go ahead and finish off our 12th win. Hopefully we get our 12th win. And, you know, let's go for chapter 10 afterwards, because if you finish chapter 10, then you'll, well, not finish chapter 10, but if you finish that section, you're going to earn a hero that is Crag Hack, which is going to be really useful. So let's go ahead and identify units that we want to get rid of. And the first one is going to be the Dendroid Guard. So I don't see my Angel or my Naga being on the ban list, so that's good. And looks like my opponent did ban his own unit there. So I think what we'll get rid of is their white. So that's good. So what we can do is hope that we get our 12th win. We were able to get 11 wins pretty easily with this setup with the team that I've gotten. And so I'm going to continue to do the same thing here. So we're going to use, I believe it was the combination of the dwarf plus the angel in that area. Then we have Naga and the ogre here, followed by our pit fiend and also the demon over here. And then we will have a support card in the back. Okay, so it looks like it's probably going to be an angel as well. So we're going to put our ogre, and I'm going to put an attacker card down here, see what my opponent does. Okay, and in terms of the card that we'll put in the back, probably going to be the monk for some additional heal, but it's not absolutely necessary. I'm also going to be able to place I might also just place my stone gargoyle up top here, depending on the response. So this is looking like we might have the same hero. So what I'll do is I will place Naga right here, and I'm going to put the Hell Demon right here. And instead of placing another healing unit, I might just put another ogre up here, followed by my stone gargoyle. With this setup, basically all of them are melee units, and so they all get buffed by Crag Hack really well. And I have Angel here to handle the healing, and all of these units here, they basically, yeah. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and use another ogre because he's really strong at defense, and I'm gonna go with an all-out assault right now. So this is gonna be an all-attacker team. With I put the shields up front just because it looks like that's going to be their setup. It's unlikely that he has Crag Hack, but let's see. So one of the things that we could have done is we could have put, so it's not Crag Hack, it's actually going to be Adelaide. So one of the things I could have done is I could have put my monk in the back for some additional heal. But I think that in this case, I'm gonna just focus on getting my team to deal damage to my opponent, right? So his ultimate skill basically powers up all of my team, and my Naga will actually also increase the damage of all of my attacker heroes, and my pit fiend powers up the rest of the infernal guys. And so we're gonna be able to just kind of stomp through the team right here. We got through the middle, bottom middle, and we got rid of the back line, and right now it's just the Behemoth that we need to worry about. And with this, I think we're gonna get our 12th win easily with 0 losses. So it's basically a perfect win, 12 wins in a row, and we're gonna finish off the Cyclops in the back, and we lose no units. Yeah, we've lost 0 units so far, and we got our 12th win easily. This is such an amazing comp. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, let's take a look again, right? So we got Angel, Naga, Monk for support, but then really we've got, you know, 4 really powerful, you know, defense. Got the ogre and we have the dwarf here, and then because I have the pit fiend, the demon work really well. And then for attackers, it's really these two plus my gargoyle and also the pit fiend. Like these 4 are really core here, and then followed by having a really strong front line. I don't even really need the support. Lich didn't have a place in my build because she only works with the undead units. And so that was one that I kind of chose, but not really feeling it per se. Monk would have been the sort of like the backup. So even if Monk is not banned, you know, I may or may not use him, but if he's available, it could be a good unit. If any of these get banned, then I have something to back up. So anyways, that was a really good win right there. As you can see, 12 wins, no losses. We don't have another ticket, so we're going to wait for that, but that was a good way to end off this session. And we're going to be able to get some units there. But what we're going to do in today's stream is we're going to go and focus on Chapter 10. Before we do that, I wanted to give you a quick update on Chapter 9. You might have a hard time finding the last ghost that you need to get rid of here. So like when you go to the side quest, there is going to be a side quest for Hate-Filled Soul. In order to complete it, it's going to tell you need to get rid of all the ghosts. There is one that is hiding behind this bush right here, hiding behind this tree, either one of these 2 trees. So it's really, really hard to see, but you just got to click on it and then you'll be able to enter it afterwards. All right, let's go to Chapter 10. And let's start with our first level. And I find that using the event hero is going to be a much better option. And so let's go and make sure that we put in the right units though. So let's go and make sure that we have our attacker unit. And instead of Gog, I might want to use, let's see, do I have the right setup right now? I don't feel like I do. Okay, I'm gonna do that. And I've upgraded my demon quite a bit, so I think he's going to do well there. I don't want too many casters. I want more damage dealers, although I'm not sure if I really want the Hellhound just here. But I think we can get started, right? And we are up against skeletons, more skeletons, and really wights and Lich. The Lich is going to power up these cards, and I'm probably going to send a lot of, sending a lot of undead, you know, to our way. So let's see how we handle this. Really, I think what we need to do is we need to get rid of the Lich. We need to focus on getting rid of the Lich as fast as possible. Otherwise, we're going to have waves and waves of undead coming toward us. I think we should be okay against these undead, but really, we're gonna let's go ahead and clear out some of this, and then let's get the will to kill so that we can increase our damage, so that we can take out the front line quicker. But we do need to get rid of our opponents here, right? And so let's make sure that we kill them all, and we still need to make sure that we don't lose more than 3 units. So we have to, or we don't lose 3 units. We can only lose up to 2 units, and I think we're gonna be fine. I don't see any issues with health, and so that's the first 3-star. So not too bad. Nonsense HS, thank you very much. Welcome. Thanks for joining us here. So right now I'm focusing on just kind of going through the chapters, and we're gonna take a look at the levels and see how we can go through the side quests as well. So thanks for joining us here. All right, so that team seems to be working okay, and now we have Walking Dead. So Walking Dead does have high defense, and it also spreads plague to the enemies around it. So when it spreads plague, it also damages us for bleeding, and let's see what this does. So it poisons, so it slows our units, causes bleeding, and low morale. So basically, one of the things that you could do is you could also do this so that we don't actually get impacted by low morale or bleeding. Dendroid Guard will be really good because it's immune to bleeding. But I think what we can do is, I think we could do this actually. As long as we get past our back line, the front line, then we can sort of have our Hellhound charge to the back and take out the Wight and the Lich from behind. From behind their defense so that we could get rid of them before they have anything. So what we're going to do is we're going to try and help clear out this section right here. So then our Hellhound can charge right away, and then let's go ahead and give them the will to kill. So this chapter, it's really good idea to use Crag Hack and bring in as many of your attackers as possible. You're going to deal a tremendous amount of damage to your opponent, and that is going to help. That's going to really help you get the 3 stars. That's how I got the 3 stars in chapter 9, by going back and playing with Crag Hack. So I don't expect to get 3 stars all the way through here. Just because it might get more difficult, but right now we're doing okay. And so let's click on the Archer's Tower, and that gets us 10 marksman tokens. That's good. And now let's push forward. So Resurrection, and let's see who we are dealing with. So we've got an opening right here, but okay, so we've got 2 vampires. Vampires deal more damage like at the beginning because they will have more health. So if you have low health, then you're going to have an issue here. So the question is it better to I think it might be better to do this actually. It might be better to have a unit that can tank, and we've got I might want to do this so that I can sort of prepare better against the White and Lich. And then this is going to help me with the vampires on the bottom. And if all goes well, my 2 front line is going to go down to block the vampires, and then my Hellhound would just kind of go through and run straight to the back. Yeah, so we can get rid of this line right here, so that's good. And I'm just gonna go ahead and tell him to have will to kill right now. I think we're going to be able to take on the vampires, but just in case, I'll stun them a little bit. So you can see, yeah, my Hellhound is basically going to the back and just taking out the enemies, so they can't really be effective, right? Let's go ahead and give them more damage even, so that we can take them even faster. They are silenced, but they're not casters anyway. So that's sort of like how you want to, that's the formation you'll want for level 3. There is an opening right there. Have them charge to the back, and that's going to make your life a lot easier. We got free market, but we need to finish this level first. So let's go through this. All right, so we've got 2 chargers up front and 2 sets of White and Lich. Now we also have Black Knight. So Black Knight will actually have this ultimate that critical strikes and causes low morale. So you want a unit that doesn't mind the low morale. So I think I'm going to switch this part. And I'm going to go up this way instead, right? Because you don't want to deal with a low morale. Who needs more support? I think the bottom line should be okay here. So I think this might be okay. I'm not sure how my Bone Dragon is gonna fare against the Black Knight. The Black Knight becomes really dangerous when it gets powered up by the buff for a critical strike. So I'm likely going to give him a little bit more stun here, and then I'm going to cast the Will to Kill. So we were able to take it out really quickly. Actually, you see that the Black Knight actually died immediately. So that was actually less quicker than I expected. Right. So let's go ahead and give him some stun here as well, and then we can quickly take care of them up top and also on the bottom. So far we're having a pretty easy time. Now we can take a look at my team as well, but we can take a look, like some of them are purples. So I do have purple units. So I've got my monk up to purple, and I recently upgraded my demon to purple just before I started. And Nelson HS, do I have any tips for free-to-play players besides concentrating on the artifacts? Do I have any formation tips? So basically, if you watch my streams, all of them are tips on formations. And if you take a look, I am absolutely free to play right now as well. This is completely... I haven't put any money in it. And so my tips are, when you're first starting out, save your gems so that when you do go into your altar, you'll want to spend the first few iterations purchasing these, because this will guarantee you an SR unit, which is a super rare unit that starts with 2 stars, and that's going to get you going. So if you purchase it once, excuse me, and then just kind of playing through, collect everything you can, you're going to get a lot of stuff. When you first start, you're going to get lots and lots of rewards. And then, so you're level 40 already. So then I think you're set. But then in terms of formation, I think what I've learned so far is just that you do want to make sure that you counter them as much as possible. So let's take a look. We'll use this as an example, right? So if you're up against a team of mostly chargers, you want to set up more defense. That's my personal experience. Set up more defense so you can stop them in the tracks. And then you do want to use the chargers are great against the casters and the ranged units. And for the most part, I think just you want to exploit openings when you can, where it makes sense. What I've tried that a couple of times. Just so they're going to be immune to fire. So fire isn't going to be actually a great choice here. I did forgot that if you're playing non-story, you're going to have to use. I think Catherine is going to be a better choice here rather than the Infernal Flame, rather than Rashka, just because they have higher immunity to flames. But yeah, so all of my streams, I talk about formations, and really the best way to learn formations is if you go through the Duel of Heroes. There you get an option to play with all kinds of heroes, and then you can really choose what to do. Attackers are generally better against shields. So if you have attack units, you want them by the shield so you can take them out, and that's pretty much what it is. The other tips are really where you should have them depends on the synergy. So you want to think about synergy, what units help each other out. Oh, good. I'm going to do this first because I have almost enough to rank up, right? Oh, I'm just short 2. I think it was Hellhound. So I'm just short 2 on Demon to get him to 4 stars. So I think we can go back and complete a siege here. Okay, so let's talk about the formation here. So in a siege, it's typically I haven't found it to make as big of a difference, really. If you have a good team that works against most teams, formations, then should be okay. So let's see. So General Shiva, let's go ahead. There's only one rock to contend with. That allows us Shiva's army. If it obliterate once for all, the rest of our supporters will abandon her. So we'll take a look. So we expect one rock here, and Bone Dragon. So you also want to take a look and see what their specialties are. So Bone Dragon causes low morale, so you don't really want to have a unit that depends on morale there. And we've got an attacker and caster. So this is probably going to be a little better here. So let's give that a try. So you don't want to put the units that rely on high morale to go up against a unit that causes low morale, because then you're just gonna kind of counter their specialties. And so let's go and see. So I want to try and get rid of these guys here if possible. Okay, so get rid of some of these orcs, and then let's just go and sort of chew through their front line here. And we've got Luna who casts fire, right? So let's go and take out these guys again. And so our siege is successful. Again, we're not losing any units because we're able to take the brunt of their forces. And so let's see. You looked at all units. Today was looking for good synergies for half an hour. Yeah, so take a look at my stream from the previous one where I said, steamrolling through the unit, the Duel of Heroes. There I actually focused a lot on synergies, and there was that's a good example of how you can use the synergies to your benefit. Okay, let's take a look here. So we got 2 attackers here. So this is where but we're up against water elements, so they're not really a big deal. The goblins are going to cause a little bit of problem because they deal more damage the lower their health is. And so I think my centaur is going to be strong enough to counter these dire wolves on the bottom. They're not really they're not really a unit you can obtain. So those units are typically more like, you know, they're weaker a little bit. So I think putting my centaurs on the bottom should be enough to take them out. But the goblins, they could actually deal a ton of damage if you just kind of leave them alone. So let's go, and I'm not going to take them out with my earth arrow because I don't want to damage them. If you damage them, they end up dealing more damage. So that could cause a little bit of a problem. And you can see like my centaurs are dealing with the wolves just fine. And so let's go ahead and give you more damage output so we can take out these water elements in the back. So that was pretty easy. And I do see a behemoth coming up ahead. So let's see what we're dealing with here. I thought I saw a behemoth. Yeah, behemoth is over here, but I need to go up to 1014 to open it. Okay, so that was pretty good rewards, and we get 500 gems as well. I'm missing something. Pile of supplies. Oh, I just missed it right there. Cool. And is there anything else I'm missing? Hidden rewards. So this is where you kind of need to click around. We will focus on some time after that. Oh, I just saw it. So there's a chest under the bridge. So it's kind of hard to see, but there's a chest right there. So you can get some additional rewards there also. So right under this chest bridge is where you get that. All right, let's go and take a look. So 3 chargers here, probably 3 vampires. No, 2 wolf riders plus dire wolf. Honestly, this is not too scary. So let's do this. As long as you have a shield to stop the chargers, you're really going to be okay. But you just got to make sure that you back up the front line a little bit so that you could survive long enough. Like right now, I had the monk to heal my shield, so that's why I'm not really concerned about them. And let's give you some quick sand to deal some damage here, and let's make our chargers, you know, deal a little bit more damage. Like this is pretty easy at this point. So maybe I'm over level, but if you take a look at my units, I've got level 40s, mostly level 40s to match my level, and I've maxed out on their skills as well for the green dragon and also for my demon. I maxed out my skills for heal for the monk. So maxing out your skills will actually help a ton as well. So make sure that you do that as much as possible. So we can get some cavaliers. It's good. And so let's keep going. We're doing well so far. We're halfway through at this point. And so far so good. All right. And so wolf rider, rock, wolf rider. Okay, so this is going to require a little bit of this will actually require a little bit more. What would be better? I think I need it to be like this more, because I'm less concerned about the water spirit, but I'm more concerned about the rock. And so let's see how this works out. And if that ends up not working, so like the rock will actually send out this, like, you know, wave of electricity that could take out the small units. I want to see how well I can withstand it and how much damage I can deal first. Okay. So I want to try to slow you guys down a little bit, and now let's go ahead and charge up our attackers. Okay, so now let's go ahead and take on the rock right away so that we can take out before it deals the thunder damage. And now that we've done that, this is going to be easy to take on. So chapter 10 so far is, with this setup, with this level, is quite easy. So I guess like once you can grind up to level 40, you should be good to go. You just got to make sure that you don't over invest in units that you aren't going to use. Make sure you know what you're doing. Like, make sure you know what you want to use. So like, I know I want to use Crag, and so I'm focusing less on casters. I do have a couple of just because they're purple already. But you can see most of my units are going to be charging units, or they're going to be. Okay, so we got a Cyclops there, and so I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and I think this is going to be fine. All right, so focusing on my charging and my attack units so that I can benefit from Crag has been really useful for getting through this chapter and the previous chapter. So far, we're doing well. Like, just a couple of episodes ago, I was having a ton of a hard time just getting through chapter 9 even. Couldn't even get through a a single level without, you know, we couldn't get through a single level 3-star. Like some of them I have even a hard time getting it to 2-star. So this has made a big difference so far. And the quicksand is going to also deal sustained damage over time. So that is really powerful. I think in chapter 9, Crag Hack is only at 1-star, and it looks like he might have been upgraded to 2-star for these fights. School of War. Don't get eaten by the mage. What's? You must have some idea why I'm waiting for you. Okay, so let's get more cavaliers. Okay, well, we're gonna complete this first, and then we'll see what's going on over there. Okay, so it's gonna be another siege. And yeah, Crag Hack is now 2-stars, so you can see his specialty is all about attacking with all melee units, increasing by 20%. The stronghold units, they gain also additional 10%. So strongholds are going to be so that's Rampart. Rampart stronghold is actually going to be Orc. Right, so I'm not using Orc right now. Stronghold is going to be this one, right? Stronghold. So I've got Rock. I could actually use Rock too. And I might use the Wolf Rider instead. So the Wolf Rider will actually... but what level is my Wolf Rider? 38? Let's take a look and see if this makes a difference. So Rock is just at blue right now. So he's actually going to deal less damage than my... Ooh, we do have... Let's do this. So there is the Behemoth. I'm going to want to deal with that as quickly as possible. Let's go battle. So there's a temp by the Cavalier. Okay, so I'll go click on that afterwards. So Behemoth is really, really tanky. And so we're going to have to make sure that we take him out quickly. Okay, so let's go. And I'm going to increase the damage up here first. Then I'm going to increase the attack so we can try and take out the Behemoth as fast as possible, as quickly as possible. As you can see, it's taking a lot of damage and not dying. But we're gonna go and give you quicksand up here, and let's. You also want to make sure you stun the Behemoth when it's about to use its skill. It can deal some devastating damage as well. But so far we're doing okay, and dealt with the Behemoth, which is really our biggest problem. And it's another flawless victory. Cool. Alright, so by the Cavaliers, there was a tent. Let's go ahead and claim our reward. I missed on this power supplies. There's some power supplies there. I think... Okay, so I've got everything at this point. So I think I clicked on that as well, so I got that. Cool, let's go. 2 rocks. All right, this is not too scary, so let's just go. And putting the monk behind the Cavalier works really well because the monk will give morale boost to the swordsman. Now it works well too if you have if you've got Catherine on the team, then Catherine will also boost morale, and it just kind of overall turns your swordsman into what's the word I'm looking for? It turns them into crusaders, which have even more defense, so they become tankier. All right, looks like we should be able to finish this relatively easily, so that's gonna be good because I won't be able to do a long stream today anyway, so I'm glad that I'm able to go through this. All right, so let's go ahead and we need to defeat the guarding monster. Let's go ahead and battle some goblins. So we got a bunch of goblins here, so this is going to be interesting. I think I should be fine, but I don't want to use Rashka. I want to use Catherine. So my Catherine is going to buff my units here, and let's go and see if we need to change it up. I think we change it up like this. Because there is most chargers up top. They're all going to concentrate around here anyway. So let's go and battle. You just want to make sure that you don't leave a hole behind. But it wouldn't have been a bad idea to put the centaurs up here either. Because you could kind of group them all together a bit more. So let's stun you here. And then let's go and use my Blizzard on the largest amount of teams. Okay, and let's give you more damage first. And then let's take out here. Yeah, this is going to be just fine. And then you give a morale boost to your defense so that they can get more defensive, bonus. And we got pile of military supplies. So far we're doing fine. This is what, 13? 12. So just 3 more levels and we're done with a chapter. So that has been not too bad. So we got rock here. So you can see, right? Rock deals high magical damage to multiple targets effectively. So you don't really want to have too many units in this line. So instead I'm going to sort of place this like that. And they should be able to handle the charger as well as the casters in the back. And then here I've got, I'm going to do this. So like I'm not really changing out teams either because I have a pretty solid formation at this point. Like I'm just curious whether or not I want to go back and change up my Wolf Rider. But right now I think they're doing pretty decent job because they are also getting boosted by Crag. And so let's give you some quicksand damage here. Right, so we can take out the backline quickly. Now we can focus on the Cyclops. Let's go and give you more damage. Get rid of that last rock and also Cyclops. Yeah, so you can see like so far, haven't lost a single unit. Okay, so there's going to be like the School of Magic or something like that. School of Mages. Alright, this is a similar setup here. Very similar setup, and it's exactly the same setup. So we're just going to use the same formation. So Nonsense, are you currently playing... What server are you on right now? I am on North America 7, and if you are looking to join a guild, I would love to have people who enjoy the game come join us. The guild is doing really well right now. I've got a couple of really good players that are really helpful, and so I'm just having a good time playing with them. And this is something that if you're looking for a new guild to join, feel free to join mine. Okay, so we're good. We're good. Continuing the streak. Also, you're in Europe 14. I see. Okay. Hope you're enjoying it. Hope you're having fun, and thanks for joining us or joining me for the stream here. Alright, so probably going to have to battle the ogres. Let's go ahead and take out the ogres so that we can access the shrine. So this is a little bit sort of opposite, but I don't feel concerned about this setup actually. So let's just go and battle. But I am using Catherine instead of Crag. So I just got to remember that it's going to be a little bit different. So first things first. Dealing that stun, and then Blizzard most of these guys. There's no point using Blizzard on the big units, honestly, because they can take it. And so you just want to focus on using the water damage against the big units later on. You want to use the Blizzard on the smaller units, I mean. Okay, let's stun you here, and let's give you some morale. So the front line here, we're having a hard time getting through, but we're not concerned about 3-starring right now. We're really just focused on making sure that we could win. So let's just now take out the ogre. See, like they're so tanky, like they take forever to take out. Now that we are just focusing on rock, it's going to be fine. So if you wanted to switch to a new server, then you're going to have to start new. Like we asked support. We had a couple of players who wanted to join my guild, And the answer that they got from support is that if you switch servers, then you're going to end up switching out your your team. You basically have to start from scratch. And so I got 388, but honestly, like I need more of these spells because like I need to power up my more and more of my heroes, and I'm finding that I'm running out of spells. So I actually will be doing that. I'm not really finding myself refreshing my hero skills as much, and so right now I think getting more of those scrolls is going to be more important. All right, 10-14, just two more. Two more and we're done. Okay, so we got 2 sets of rocks here, and let's see. I'm happy with this setup, so I'm going to just go right into a battle. So the setup I have right now is also pretty good in defending against multiple types of setups. So the only thing that's going to be a difference is how strong their units are. Like if they overpower my units, then that is something that I will not be able to work around. The ogres in the middle are going to cause some problems, but with Will to Kill, it is going to help me take down these defense pretty quickly, right? And you know, let's drop some quicksand to take out. Okay, so that's not impacting them as much as I would have liked. So let's just continue to drop these guys off. So the earth arrows actually helped out. Looks like I'm not gonna be able to get my 3 stars win this time. So now it's time we have to think about. So what happened? Up top is where my units lost. All right, so we got two stars because we couldn't get. So we lost. Let's see, who did we lose? So we lost, I think, the Wolf Rider, right? Damage taken, Demon, and Iron Golem have doing really well. The Wolf Rider died, and right now Orc and the Rock, the 2 Orcs, dealt the most damage, and so maybe we want to switch it out a little bit. So let's move on, and then we'll come back for this level because I want to get the 500 gems. All right, let's go for a siege. Okay, so let's see. So my Wolf Rider didn't do as well as I had hoped. Okay, so now what should we do? Should I switch this out for... I feel like I might want to switch out for an Orc, actually. So I can have an Orc here. And I think maybe switch this out because you're also... No, you're Rampart, so you're actually... Centaur +2, this is Dwarf +2. But I think you can hold off a little bit better. Caster like this. All right, let's go battle. We're up against a 20,000 power, and really again it's going to be the ones that are going to give me a lot of trouble is going to be first Luna, that's going to cast the firewall, and then we've got also Behemoth here, which is going to just be a nuisance. Okay, so let's go ahead and stun you first, and then let's quickly get rid of you guys. Let's quickly get past the front line so we can get to the back as quick as possible, and we will use a sandstorm or quicksand on these units in the back. Again, stun you. Right, you have to stun you have to stun the Behemoth as much as possible, actually, because once he gets going, he's going to be really effective at taking out your units. All right, so we got 3 stars on the last level, so we should have some time to try and go through and finish the last one. Let's just take a look and see what this is about. So Behemoth from Barren Lands. The Behemoth who lives in this barren lands are irritable, ferocious, strong, and hard to deal with. But what about this? So we've got a Cyclops that does not dare to make a sound. Okay, let's go take you on. Let's go battle. So we just got a single Behemoth. Okay, that's not going to be an issue. So with a single Behemoth, let's just go. Let's just go. I am pretty sure with my setup right now, I should be able to take him up, not like easily, But I could take him out. So what I'm gonna wait for is when you see his when you see text go up against him, like wild roar, you want to stun him right away. When he gets his skill going, he's going to be really difficult to deal with. So I'm going to wait for this again. So you wait for his like you want to wait for the text to come up, and then you want to try and take him out. All right, so he is. Look at how easily he took out that line right there. All right, so not as easy as I thought it was, and he's healing. Holy cow! All right, so what do we do here? So his, yeah, this is not as easy. Like he single-handedly is taking out my entire team, and I'm not dealing enough damage to him. So I might need to be more powered up. So there's a reason why he's there. Let's take a look, right? So you can see, let's see how others have done it. So the lowest power level is 1500. Let's take a look and see how others did it. What composition they used. So they have mostly casters, and then, so it's actually the opposite. They have casters in the back, and then they have a front line that is tanking the damage. Using Adelaide though. Oh, you freeze with Adelaide. Right, so you freeze with Adelaide, and then you basically use as many of the backline as possible. Okay, so let's give that a try. So I have Adelaide, although Adelaide isn't power up, I just kind of want to check it out. So you want less. So my demon can stay up front because he's actually pretty tanky. So that means we would have. So we would get rid of these guys, and we'll get rid of you, and I would have Pegasus, and I want some casters, right? You want some casters that will heal, so we want our monk. And who else is a good range unit? I could go with the Archmage, but it's more of a crowd control. Whereas I might get Rock is ice fire damage. You know, let's see. This one is good for multiple units. Got fire. I'm not sure if fire damage is really going to be useful here, so I'm going to try a crowd control and just lots of damage from the back. Let's do this. Let's try that. See how that works out. So the skills I need to use are Ice Wall. Right? Is it Ice Wall? Frost Ring, Ice Wall. So you freeze with Ice Wall. And then you slow. Ice Bolt deals damage, and then you use Frost Ring, which also slows and freezes, and then you wait for the next section of Ice Wall, I think. Oh crap. He took out my front line though. So it's not quite strong enough. I need my backline to be strong enough. Yeah, you need to hold him as much as possible. Yeah, as soon as he does his damage, I'm pretty much done. So I need to somehow keep him in front. So that is going to be harder. Switch monk with Pegasus. Did I do a? Let's try this one more time, and I'm gonna go back and try 3 stars. Oh, for higher morale, my 3 troops up front. I feel like the green dragon isn't a good choice here. Let's try like this. Right? Because I don't think Green Dragon was actually doing anything. This is a 3-star level 12 Behemoth. We'll give it a try one more time, but it's likely that you know we're a good 20,000 is it 2,000 or 20,000 power levels below the lowest ever that's finished this level. So, you know, there's a chance that it could not work. But let's see. So slow, Frost Ring. I also need to. I also don't have enough of a power up on my hero to really get a. Okay, that's Ice Wall here. So really, this is going to come down to my sort of a speed and utilization of my skills. Oh, no. Well, there you go. Took out my back line. Took out my front line. My back line is pretty much going to be dead. All right. Yeah, that's not going to work out. Slow. Yeah, you can, and then he heals himself. That's the problem. His passive also switches himself. Whenever he kills one of our opponents, he basically heals. And his roar just takes out the entire backline. All right, I'm going to have to come back for this. But what I want to do is I want to go and finish this battle. So now I got to switch it all up again. And let's see. So don't need you, don't need you, don't need you. I'm going to do this. Not charger. My swordsman front actually to this. Who am I dealing with? Yeah, so I gotta do this, and green dragon. I will use you. Use you. I need one more. One more defense. I might use Iron Golem instead. Okay, so I'll use Iron Golem here. So I will count on these two to defend well enough. I really need a... I think I'll do this instead. I really need an attack unit to help take out the shields. I'm surprised I couldn't get my 3 stars on this particular level. You know what? I messed up. Forgot to change my hero, so I'm going to exit here. Use 1 energy for that's fine. Because it's important to use the right hero. Let's switch this up. Battle. And let's switch to use. What happened to Crag? Why could once I finish I couldn't use Crag? Is that the thing? I'm not sure if it's the case where once you finish with the story you can't use the story hero anymore. If that's the case, this is going to make it a little bit tougher for me to finish with the 3 stars, but we will do our best. Let's try. So we need to get rid of you guys as quickly as possible. Let's finish this up, and I'm going to use my skills right here against the orcs. Okay, I want to make sure that I'm not going to... Oh, Iron Golems died. Okay, so that's 1 unit dead, and now I'm going to focus on taking out this top line here. Okay, and then let's get rid of the orcs. Okay, so we lost 1 unit, but that's okay, and we were able to finish it within 1 minute. Good. There you go. There's our 3 stars. So that's 3 stars for chapter 10. And the Behemoth will have to come back a little bit later because he is a little bit too tanky for me right now. So once you finish chapter 12, you're going to be able to get Crag Hack. Awesome unit, by the way. Awesome hero for your attackers. So the last one that I'm missing is Father of Cyclops and Behemoth from the Barrenlands. Not going to be able to earn this until a bit later. That gives me a Book of Essences, 300 gems, and 5 orcs. So generally, overall, a really good reward if you can get it. So we're going to have to come back a little bit later for that. Cool. Let's see. Shipyard. Our shipyard is still underway. And we've got 3 stars on chapter 9 and 10. So that's great. But we now need to get to level 41 before we can enter chapter 11. And I'm close, relatively close. So what I'm going to do is afterwards, I'm just going to focus on getting through the underground levels and get to level 41. So let's go ahead and claim our items. Let's claim. And there's Duel of Champions that I could do. It's renewed, and I think inventory, there's some chests that will automatically open. Yeah, so this is gonna get us some items there, so that's good. And let's see. So let's go into the Duel of Champions first. And it looks like these units get a special buff, so that's good. I don't have Pit Fiend, but I do have a free, and I do have a free, and let's see. So you're a hotspot, that's what you're saying. And then the other one is, who else is good? Pegasus? I think Pegasus is the other one. So if I'm using a free, then I'm going to put in Rashka as the hero. Okay, and I would have probably put in some more fire units. Let's see how this does. So we're going to focus on taking out the back, right? So we want to get rid of the monk, and we want to get rid of their healing. And then get rid of the orcs in the back, and also make them deal less damage. Okay, and so this is going to be an easy win for us. Alright, so Rashka with a free really makes a big difference. But we've got the Crusaders that are a little bit hard to kill, but that's fine because we got lots of units on it. Okay, so that's the first. And since the season reset, we're back to being a novice. So we're now up to apprentice. And so let's keep going. And now we're going to have Centaur as a hot unit. Okay, so do I have Centaur already? I have Centaur. I've got my Pegasus. I feel like the only thing that I'm wondering is whether or not I want to change this golem. But this seems to be decent, so let's just go. We've got our Fire Lord. All right, so Pegasus on the bottom. Will not be able to take it out with Infernal Fire, but we should be able to take out these Wood Elves. And we should be able to take out the Marksman as well as the... I'm going to focus on the monks, right? I'm going to focus on the monks. And then we're going to...
Follow me to victory.
Use the fire arrows there, so that didn't do as much, but we should be okay. So decrease their attack. I really want to decrease their attack here. And I'm going to see how well the Infernal Fire works against... Infernal Flame. How well they deal against Pegasus in the back line. Okay, so there's the Pegasus. There's the horses. We're good. No losses. And we'll take a quick look at the stats and see who did the best. Alright, so Green Dragon and Fire Lord and Demon, as expected. Pegasus. Centaur did... not as much, but I think he's third in the damage taken, so he's doing what he's supposed to as a shield. And we're just going to win one more and we'll go up to Elite so we can get better rewards. Cool, let's see. I'm ready, so let's go. I am ready. Having Rashka and having a free really helps. So a free is a unit that you can purchase in the store by going through Arena, and then you can use the Arena coins to then purchase five tokens of a free each time. I basically just use that and purchase myself in the free, and he's been really good. Monk is also very helpful. Alright, so the first things first, let's get rid of these guys here. And then we will get rid of... Oh, nice. I don't even know what to use it now. Like, everybody died. I guess I'll just make sure that you get less damage and fire you down. No point using fire on the Firebird because it's a Firebird. And that was a quick victory, 37 seconds. And so we go from novice to elite, and that gets us additional Adelaide tokens. So we got 21 of 50, so I can actually get her to 2 stars relatively soon. And so this gives us some nice rewards as well. And our rank, we're currently in the elite tier, and I think I ended a master tier before. So season rewards, we get pretty nice. Currently 180, just started. There's another 7 days left. And we also got arena. Now arena is one that I struggle a little bit with. You can see my rank compared to the other ranks in the higher levels. I was in rank 500s, and so let's battle Zakari. All right, I want to switch out. I want to switch you out for sure. Okay, and I think I want to do this. No, I want to do this. And having the orcs here, Pegasus. This looks decent. Look at this lineup, right? So I could also have a charger. Should I try using a charger? Let me see. So instead of the Pegasus, maybe have this right here and just charge right to the back. Let's see how it goes. Because they're not going to defend. They're not going to defend my hound, and I'm gonna go right to their. Yeah, I'm gonna go straight to their the back line. So let's see how that works. At least I'm distracting them, so my hellhound does get destroyed, but that I think gave me enough time to distract those guys to heal in the front. I probably should have had another charging unit, but we're going to be able to take out this front line right here. Okay, so this is really close. So it's going to be up, basically Bone Dragon against Bone Dragon, and I still have a couple of demons remaining. I think we'll be able to do it, and that's going to get us a nice, that's going to get us a really nice rank increase actually. We're going to wait for this Firebird to reincarnate. And then we're going to take him out again. So yeah, we went up 137 ranks. Let's see what we get as a reward. 3 rock. Nice. That's a really good reward. I will rate you a little bit later. And so you can sort of see like where the power levels are for everybody in my rank area. But I think just with good synergy, like you don't have to have the best, you know, across the units for everything. Like the power levels sometimes don't mean a whole lot, but they can, you know, sometimes you just can't overtake them. So let's see if we can refresh. 1700 is the lowest. Let's go after 1600 or 160,000. All right, so this is interesting. I definitely need to block off here, wall off here, wall off here. Okay, if I wall off here, and do I bother with a charge? I think I want to get them to come to me. Let's do this. Ah, there's an angel. Okay, this is going to be a really difficult fight. Okay. So we'll go after their marksman and go after their monk. That's the goal. Alright, so go after the monk, go after their, and then now attack the front line, sort of flank them. And we get rid of their heal. Come on, let's out damage them. They're out healing me right now. They're out healing the hellhound. Okay, now that we got them taken care of, we still have a really nice, solid sort of backline support. And so the only question is whether Angel is going to make a big difference here. Okay, so that's a good blizzard. Yeah, see, he basically took us this one he's single-handedly, like, he's soloing my entire team right now. All right, so let's take him out. Come on. So now it's 4 units against 1. I think we should be good. Sweet. Alright. And I think that worked because we had the right setup. We were able to take the back line with our Hellhound. And that really made a difference. Okay. And so this is going to get us into the next rank. Okay, so since we have that, I don't need... the question is what this... Like, there is... Basically, there is... The way I'm seeing it is that there is confidence in this attack unit. So if you just put a single shield here, that might not be sufficient. Charging with a caster. This should be okay. So let's try this. I'm worried that that's going to be like a Naga or... Nope, that's just pikeman. I overthought it. So this is basically a set of Cavaliers. So they're going to be healing the Cavaliers, and my Iron Golem is going to have a hard time. Now, unfortunately, they are going to go to the back, but that's good. My swordsmen were able to take out this line right here, so he comes to support. So we just need to take out the Cavaliers and go and take on the monks. So let's make sure we take out the monks, and that is going to be a victory for me. Right, now we just got to deal with a bunch of Wood Elves and Pegasus, which we can take out with the Blizzard. So that's good. Cool. That is going to be another victory, and that's actually perfect timing for me as this is the end of my stream anyway. And so we're going to go into the new rank, get some additional gems, and we're going to have another silver key as the reward. Cool. So that's all. So that was chapter 10 playthrough with some playthrough with, you know, the Duel of Champions as well as Arena. Hope you enjoyed this stream. I'll be coming back for more where we take on chapter 11 once I level to level 41. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. Take care. I'll see you in the next episode.